Hello everyone, I learned a very important lesson with this bike, which is we're going to talk about in today's episode. It's all about what can happen if you not respect enough the 450 power. Also on the end, I'm sharing with you guys some of my techniques on the way home. Hopefully you guys can implement to your riding, when you actually have a little downtime when you're heading home, you can use that as a practice to be a better rider. Let's get right into it. You gotta love the centralized weight distribution on this bike. It's just amazing. Haven't been out for an entire week riding because of my wrist and my left wrist, and it still hurt. But I have to ride a little bit. I just couldn't resist to tear the track apart a little bit. That's third gear, and we are flying with this thing. So much so, the reason why I crashed with this bike is because I always looking at in front of me and not ahead of me. And this bike is fast enough, and that's not enough. This bike, you have to look ahead. Just to look at the front, it's not gonna cut it, because I was at the corner so fast, so quick with my bike, with this bike, so my brain just cannot process. My brain just cannot process the things that are happening. It just happens so fast. So, and then what I ended up doing, I ran straight into the tree. The only thing I had time to think of if should I go around the tree, but that was it. By the time I had this thought, I was already hitting the tree. My helmet smashed into my face, big time. I was bleeding all over at my face, and yeah, and the way it hurt most, like, not physically but mentally, now I have to, if I want to ride this bike, which is I very much so love to, then I have to learn a new technique, which is not looking at what's front of my wheel, but looking at ahead to the next corner. And that's quite hard. I know the pros, that's what they do, but it's not easy to do that. So you're literally just ignoring what the front wheel going through, and you're just constantly looking ahead of you, like not here, but you look at the turn ahead of you in order to be able to make it. And that's just, I tried it before, and it's just not easy. Oh my god, it's just literally ripping the track apart. With my YZ450, I have my track prints over here, and I can see the tire prints in the sand, and then it's just nice and smooth, still enjoyable. But with this one, nothing. All you see is just ripping. This bike is a lot for most people. I understand you can take advantage of it, and if you're smart and keep yourself under control, then you can ride it out. But if you get carried on by the power of the bike and how much confidence it gives you in turning and how much faster it makes you, then if you'll be able to ignore all that, this bike would be suitable for you or any 450. But if you like to take advantage of the power and you just enjoy it when the bike gives you more, then you have to be careful. Well, you have to really learn how to enjoy the bike fully. Otherwise it's gonna hunt you down sooner or later, like it did with me. What a lovely weapon this is. Alright, I can already feel my arm, or more like my wrist. I gotta go. It's time to wrap it up. I don't want to crash. Freaking amazing this bike is, that's what it is. And every time when I go home, I always go home by taking my time and practice. Like, my main thing is to improve my balancing skills. And what I do, I always stop and go, and practicing, because I can stand on the bike if the bike is not moving, but it's quite difficult to be able to stop on the bike and balance the bike. You know, that's what the enduro riders do before the obstacles. They just stop and they do that. See? Lovely. And then when I stand, I'm pretty good messing around with stuff, but it's just hard to stop. So that's when I'm practicing every single time. This bike is just amazing how good it is. So easy to pick up the front. I'm not gonna do log jump. Normally I do every time when I go home, come back out and go home, I have to go through the log. That's another one of practice for what I do, but not this time. My glove is still messed up from my previous injury. Anyway, that would be it. I'm gonna go home, put some hot and cold on my wrist, and that's it.